This video is sponsored by Editor's Keys. For a great selection of video editing and recording products, visit editorskeys.com.
Hi everyone, this is Dave from Geekanoids and this is my full review of the BlackBerry Curve 9320. Now this particular handset was sent to me by vodafone.co.uk, where you can pick this up for £135 on pay-as-you-go, and that's the equivalent of around about $200, $210 in the US. Now this particular BlackBerry phone offers up a nice clear screen at the top, as you can see, and a full-size QWERTY keypad. Well, I say full-size, it's not quite as large or as well spaced as a BlackBerry Bold, but it is a very nice keyboard to use. I'll show you it in action very shortly. Now the first thing I want to talk to you about is actual build quality. We've got a very nice sort of front fascia to the Curve 9320, and it's got this silver accent around the outside. I think it sets it off very well, and this is one of the nicest BlackBerry Curves I've ever handled. Round the rim of the handset we've got various buttons and ports, and this is a rubberized rim, and this really does add to the tactile feel of the mobile phone. It makes it very, very comfortable to hold. The back is plastic, and this is the only letdown really on the build quality. Not so much the actual fit of the back, but it's a high gloss black plastic, and it does show a lot of fingerprints. You might want to put something like this in a case of some description. Now let's talk a little bit about the camera. The camera is one of the better cameras on BlackBerry Curves. It's complemented by a flash as well, does decent quality photos, not so great video footage, but perfectly acceptable for the occasional sort of photo or video. You can see also sitting up here is a 3.5mm audio jack. The audio output from this, extremely good indeed. Very nice for using this mobile phone for listening to music. Let's go back onto this sort of main home screen. This has got the latest BlackBerry OS on here, and it really is a pleasure to use. We can sort of expand the panel up and get a full view of all of the content on the mobile phone, and there are plenty of apps preloaded and plenty of apps available as well. If we collapse this back down, we can also scan across to look at favorites, also at media, downloads, frequently used app, and then all the way back round to revealing all of the apps again. It's a very nice system. We've also got a nice notification area up the top of the display, and it all works just very well indeed. Now moving on, I wanted to give you a look at the keyboard in action, so let's pop into messages. We're just going to test this and see how accurate it is. Now I've got quite sort of stubby sort of thumbs. I'm going to try some thumb typing on here. Now that is pretty good. Now I haven't used this extensively, but this is very, very comfortable to type on. I like the shapes of the keys. They could do with a little bit more shape maybe on this outer edge, just so that I know when I'm at the edge of the keyboard. But for a keyboard that's this small, I've got no mistakes in there, and it's really a pleasure to use. Now don't forget, on this BlackBerry Curve 9320, we've also got a nice browser. We've also got 3G on here as well as 802.11n Wi-Fi, and it all adds up to a really nice package. One of the things that really did impress me was how this felt in the hand. Now a lot of people associate BlackBerry Curves with sort of youngsters and younger users, and BlackBerry Bolds with business users. But as a business person, I could just as easily use this BlackBerry Curve for everyday use, and it is a really nicely featured handset. So let's talk a little bit about call quality. After all, this is a mobile phone. We've got this pinhole mic on the bottom. This does an extremely good job of picking up your voice, and it's very clear indeed. The speaker at the top, this is going to be up against your ear when you're making and taking calls. Crystal clear, equally as good as a BlackBerry Bold model in the range. Now a lot of people ask me about battery life. You can see the little battery meter up the top here. Blackberries are synonymous for excellent standby battery time and in-use battery life as well, and you will easily get a full day's use from the BlackBerry Curve 9320 between charges. I would say if you're a medium user, you'd probably get a day and a half to 2 days, and if you're a very light user, this thing will stay on standby for around about 5 or 6 days without needing a charge. I think that is excellent. Very, very good battery life. Overall, the build quality of this feels a lot better than you would associate with the Curve range. I think BlackBerry have really stepped up their game with the Curve 9320, and yet they've still kept the price approachable, £135 on pay-as-you-go. This opens this up to the younger user, as I said, but also represents an absolute bargain if you're looking for a BlackBerry for business use as well. Of course, the BlackBerry Bold is going to feel nicer in the hand and offer up more features, and the latest BlackBerry Bolds have got touchscreens as well. But if you can live without the touchscreen, the BlackBerry Curve 9320 looks absolutely fantastic. Very good phone indeed, and comes highly recommended. Well, thank you very much for watching this video. Please do give it a thumbs up, please do subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.